Hi guys, it's Stu from 3B, just briefly going to tell you about some of this week's videos, my last 2 weeks of jury service and updates on the 3B website, the new shop, discounts and a cool new loyalty program. Not forgetting there's the calibration app and how I aim to give you guys that support me on Patreon, those members a means of getting products from the shop at cost price to reward your loyalty. So let's dive in. So first of all, this week's videos, what are we gonna be talking about this week? Well, we're going to be taking a closer look at Hanson Robotics again. You may remember I did a video a few weeks ago and they did the creepy Sophia robot. And what we're going to be looking at is a closer look at the head of AI, Ben Goertzel, and his history and story, and perhaps why things are not quite what they seem. Next, we're going to be looking at the Samsung S9, the new phone from Samsung, which is just around the corner. We'll be looking from the details from what we know already about the phone as to whether it's really worth buying or not. So check out that. Everyone seems to be talking also about Logan Paul lately, and I wanted really to wait till the hysteria died down a little bit before I said, what I felt about it. And I feel, as part of the creator community, we have a right to voice an opinion on that, and so I'm kind of adding my penny's worth there. There's more videos to come, of course, but many of you may recall I was on jury service, so I'll just sort of talk about that because not everyone gets to do that, and I was a bit surprised I did. As some of you may remember, it was about 2 weeks ago. I did a video on me having to do this, and I've been doing it for 2 weeks, and it was heartbreaking, intense a lot of the time, and I can't go into details obviously, but aside to say that justice was done and I played my part. And at times it felt a little odd, a bit like a reality TV version of 12 Angry Men, but with 6 women, thankfully, and 6 men. Interesting to see the age ranges and people's sort of beliefs and views, and how some people sort of process information and believed what they wanted to believe based on whatever prejudice that they held. So I thought that was pretty interesting as I was doing all this. There was a lot of sitting around, a lot of sitting and listening to barristers and lawyers, and of course the judge. The judge was interesting. He had the most soothing voice. He really could have given me a life sentence and I just would have gone, oh, thanks. Next update is the update with the website, the BitsBytesBobs website, www.bitsbytesbobs.com. It's had a whole new lick of paint. It's a lot easier, I believe, to navigate, and looks pretty good, I think. Even though I say so myself, the design is easier to use. It's easier to find sort of things like calibrations and the reviews and what have you. In fact, it's a lot easier to use than sort of looking around the YouTube channel. Also, we've added a whole new shop, which is pretty cool. We have a shop located imaginatively at shop.bitsbytesbobs.com. Took me ages to think of that. And you can access it pretty easily from the actual 3B website. Basically, the stock shop's cables, the adapters, splitters, extensions, boosters, breakout boxes, and all things sort of AV that any kind of AV audio video geek would want. Usually this stuff, it's kind of pretty hard to find in one place, and thankfully a lot of it is below $10, so that's pretty cool. And I've got free global shipping as well, so look below. Also, as a thank you, in the description there's a discount code for 20% off, and I'll be providing shop updates and adding more over time. So check out the weekly videos for sort of information on new additions to the shop and what have you that you may be interested in, and of course giveaways and discounts. We've also got a cool loyalty program built in, so if that 20% discount isn't enough, There are other ways that you can earn sort of discounts and whatnot easily, just by sort of spreading the word and just being the cool you that you are. So check all that out. It's on the shop site. Again, access through BitsBytesBobs.com, or you can just go to shop.bitsbytesbobs.com and you'll be directly there. Next, I wanted to talk briefly just about Patreon and how I aim to use the shop to reward you guys. So those of you that support me through your sort of Patreon donation, I aim to provide a means for you to get any item in the shop on that website at cost price. So what it cost me, that's what I charge those guys on the Patreon. I think it's kind of a really awesome way of rewarding those that support the channel through Patreon, you know, to get great discounts. So I'm looking into that. So finally, you may also recall that I was looking, or am looking, into developing an app to calibrate your TV. Now, most of the apps I've seen on Android and iOS are, to be truthful, somewhat lacking and really not really that helpful. Now, the app I aim to build, and I'm programming it myself, needs must and all that, will use your phone's camera and kind of calibrate your TV by taking measurements that way. I can't go into too much detail about it, but it's frying my brain. So we'll let you know more as and when the time comes. So those are this week's updates. I'll be doing this every week, so you can get an overview of what the videos are for the coming week and what the news is, and I'll catch you next week. Thanks again.